Nutrition is a very important part of our lives that sometimes we don't care about. In fact, we can say that to some extent, we are what we eat, because it influences both the way we look and the way we feel. But sometimes we don't care about what we eat. We eat for routine and we eat the first thing we find, and that is a huge mistake. The human body is a really complex structure, and so it needs specific components to work efficiently. Other complex structures such as cars, bikes, airplanes, motors, etc. have developed in an excellent way, but they still need some sort of fuel to work efficiently. If this fuel is not administered, the machine won't work, or if the wrong fuel is given, the machine could break. The fuel that the human body uses is food. In order for your body to work efficiently, you have to give him the correct type of food. This goal is achieved by having a balanced diet. Different food has different type of components, called nutrients. These nutrients are chemicals that your body uses in specific functions. The goal of a balanced diet is to gather all these nutrients into one meal, because in this way your body will have all the chemicals it needs to work efficiently.
Chemicals that our body uses to develop specific functions. In this video we will describe all the nutrients, which are proteins, fiber, fats, minerals, water and carbohydrates.
Carbohydrates are organic compounds with a formula of CH2O that consists only of carbon, hydrogen, and oxygen, with a hydrogen-oxygen atom ratio of 2.1 as in water. Carbohydrates can be viewed as hydrates of carbon, but structurally it is more accurate to view them as polyhydroxyaldehydes and ketones. The main function of carbohydrates is to provide your body with energy. Carbohydrates usually provide about half of your body energy when you are resting or performing a low-level activity. Also, there are important components of building your muscles. You can find carbohydrates in foods as bread, pastas, candy, sodas, wines, beer, and fruits. The most common fats are the saturated and unsaturated. The saturated fats contribute the most to elevated blood cholesterol, especially the bad cholesterol. Typically, saturated fat is found in animal fats and tropical oil. They tend to be more solid at room temperature. The unsaturated fats have less of an effect on elevating blood cholesterol levels. This, however, does not mean you can glue down the olive oil. Fat is still fat, and you want a low total fat intake as well. We can find fats in lots of foods. Some of them are meat products including sausages, pies, butter, cheese, cream, sour cream, ice cream, chocolate, biscuits, and cakes. Fibers have the ability to hold water and to bind minerals and cholesterols. Like minerals result in a number of physiological effects, which vary depending on the type of fiber or where it's in the digestive tract. In the stomach and small intestines, fiber dilutes the contents and delays the emptying of food and the absorption of nutrients. In the large intestine, fibers decontent and provide a place for bacterial growth and digestion. We can find fibers in foods like fruits, apples, citrus, vegetables, especially in leaf green varieties. Proteins are the building block that grow and repair your body. Proteins are needed not only for muscles but also for hair, skin, and internal organs. Some proteins travel around your body in the blood as hormones, enzymes, and red blood cells. Proteins are essential parts of organisms and participate in many of the processes within cells. Many proteins are enzymes that catalyze biochemical reactions and are vital to metabolism. Proteins also have structural or mechanical functions, such as actin and myosin in muscles and the protein in cytoskeleton, which form a system of scaffolding that maintains cell shapes. Protein foods are classified in two ways, complete and incomplete. Complete proteins are the ones that come from animal source, such as chicken, fish, and soybeans, that contain all the essential amino acids that help build your muscle and body tissues. Incomplete proteins are found in plants such as grains, seeds, nuts, beans, and vegetables that provide a varying but limited amount of amino acids. Water is a chemical substance with a chemical formula of H2O. Water has multiple uses in our body. Some of them are: it suppresses your appetite, reduces sodium buildup, and helps maintaining muscle tone. It helps the body to eliminate waste and toxins, relieves fluid retention. If you don't give your body water, it holds onto water tenaciously, so it won't run out. Reduces the fat deposits in the body by helping the body metabolize the fat that is stored in the body.
A vitamin is an organic compound required as a nutrient in tiny amounts by an organism. In other words, an organic chemical compound or related set of compounds is called a vitamin when it cannot be synthesized in sufficient quantities by an organism. Vitamins are classified by their biological and chemical activity, not their structure. Vitamins are classified as either water-soluble or fat-soluble. In humans, there are 13 vitamins, 4 fat-soluble, as vitamin A, D, E, and K, and 9 water-soluble, 8 B vitamins and vitamin C. Water-soluble vitamins dissolve easily in water and, in general, are readily extracted from the body, to the degree that urinary output is a strong predictor of vitamin consumption. Because they are not really stored, consistent daily intake is important. Vitamins can be found in several types of foods, especially meat, meat derivatives, milk, its derivatives, and fruits. And a catalyzer for vitamins action is the sun. Minerals are the sparks of life because they are required to activate thousands of enzyme reactions in the body. In a way, they are more important than vitamins, since plants manufacture vitamins, but minerals must be obtained from the soil. If the mineral is not in the soil, it cannot possibly be in the plant. We can find minerals in foods as dairy products, such as milk, cheese, and yogurt can, salmon, sardines, leafy green vegetables such as broccoli, and calcium-fortified foods, from orange juice to all sorts of foods. There are several minerals that develop specific functions in our body and are essential for body functions, like hydrogen, carbon, nitrogen, oxygen, sodium, potassium, magnesium, calcium. Today we're going to focus in two specific minerals, sodium and potassium. Potassium has an RDA, recommended daily allowance, of 4,700 milligrams. Potassium is a systemic electrolyte and it's essential in regulating ATP, an enzyme that is in charge of energy transfer in the human body. Dietary sources for potassium include legumes, potato skin, tomatoes, and bananas. About sodium, we have that its RDA is of 2,400 milligrams. It is a systemic electrolyte and together with potassium, it co-regulates ATP. Dietary sources include table salt, sea vegetables, milk, and spinach. The lack of sodium in your body is called hyponatremia, and the excess of sodium in your body is called hypernatremia. Aside from regular food, excellent sources for minerals are the sports drinks, such as Gatorade, Powerade, Reactivate. Another important aspect in our lives is exercise. Rather playing a sport, jogging, going to the gym, etc. I bet that 90% of teenagers practices some kind of sport or go to the gym to work out. After some time of exercising, you start sweating and feeling thirsty. Your body is running out of liquid. In other words, you are dehydrating. So you go take water or any other drink. But what is dehydration? The word in Greek literally means removal of water from an object, and that is what dehydration is, an excessive loss of body fluid. But up to now, not too much people have dehydrated by practicing a sport or going to the gym, because there are some drinks that help you to fight dehydration. There are three types of dehydration. There is the hypotonic or hyponatremic, in which you lose primarily electrolytes, like sodium. The second type is hypertonic or hypernatremic, in which you mainly lose water. And the third type, which is most common in humans, is the isotonic or isonatremic, which means equal loss of water and electrolytes. When you exercise or you sweat a lot, most common type of dehydration you are susceptible to experiment is the isotonic or isonatremic. When you exercise, your muscles work a lot and your body heats up and sweat comes. Sweat is made mainly up of water, but it also contains some vitamins and minerals such as sodium and potassium, which are also used in muscular contraction. So what sport drinks do is replace the lost nutrients. Drinks such as Gatorade or Powerade contain different quantities of sodium and potassium. We cannot say that drinking Gatorade is bad, but everything in an excess is dangerous, and drinking too much Gatorade or Powerade or any sports drinks is not harmful, but it's dangerous. As I said before, this drink contains water, sugar and minerals, specifically potassium and sodium. Sodium is really connected to tension. When you ingest too much sodium, it mixes with the water your organism has, and it could cause hypertension. Don't freak out, don't worry. With too much sodium, I mean more than 2,400 grams, which is the equivalent of 12 Gatorades, so don't panic. Something similar happens with potassium. An average sport drink contains somewhere about 100 milligrams of potassium, which is a really low quantity in comparison with the potassium's RDA, recommended daily allowance, that is 4,700 milligrams. So drinking a sport drink is not a problem, but it could be if you aren't careful with how much of this you drink. In your body, the organ that is in charge of disposing of the wastes, in our case excess of minerals, is the kidneys. These can dispose safely of the remainders of sodium, potassium and other minerals you can find in a sport drink. But these, combined with a bad diet, could make your kidney work even harder, what could cause a kidney failure. Another thing to have in mind is that these sport drinks contain as much sugar as a Coke. So if you go to the gym and work out to feel in shape, Gatorade is extremely bad for your purpose because it contains really high sugar. Another thing is that if you take lots of Gatorade without exercise, you are over-ingesting sugar, and this could cause a diabetes. If I was asked to evaluate how science has solved the problem that humans have of dehydration, I will say that in an excellent way, because sports drinks have the minerals your body needs to rehydrate. But if the question was to be changed in how effective sports drinks are, I would say they are helpful but not excellent. Because sport drinks are kind of expensive, not too much. But when you exercise often and have to buy them too often, you find out they are expensive, and so in this way they are economically hurtful. Also, the fact that the sport drink contains so much sugar means, in other words, that you have to go more often to the gym to burn the calories you regain by drinking these sport drinks. And this, in other words, means you have to pay more to the gym to feel in shape. And this is also economically harmful. Together, we have the negative social connotation it could have, because when I hear sport drink, I imagine really nutritious and sugar-free drink, but in fact, sport drinks contains lots of sugar, which means you can get fat because of drinking this. I also think that the sport drinks could be much more effective if they used biodegradable containers, because after exercise, I drink a sport drinks and I throw it away in the first place I find, and this is polluting and damaging our environment. So sport drinks companies should think about this and improve. As a conclusion, after having learned about nutrition, balancing your diet, and sport drinks, we can say that knowing about nutrition and how to balance your diet can save your life, because actually you are what you eat. Sports drinks are not harmful for your body. In fact, they are beneficial, and nothing will happen to you if you drink one occasionally. But prevention is better than regret, so it's better to save sport drinks for exercise and or really hot days, in which you sweat a lot, because in other ways you could harm your body.